All right. Welcome to this Thursday live Tech Thursday call. Let me just make sure I'm doing some sound checks because then I'll be uh talking the whole time. All right, there we go. I can see and hear myself crystal clear. All right. Let me know in the chat if you guys can hear me okay and see me okay before we jump into today's training. All right, this is going to be a special edition. Welcome to episode 5. The future is now. This is a show where we go over and talk about all the tech news from a simplistic standpoint, breaking down how it is affecting creators, thought leaders, and business owners. We also talk about AI, and at the end of each show, I always talk about new app ideas and new ways to gain wealth as it relates to AI and technology. Let me know if you are excited below about today's episode. Let's go ahead and jump right into it. I see a lot of people. I always start with some excitement, right? But also some encouragement is that there's so much going on in the world. And I'm here to tell you that the world belongs to the builders. All right. And I want you to understand that I talked about this on the training today that I did for somebody's workshop. And I said that there is so much distraction in the world. I want you to hear me. There's so much distraction in the world, and everything is designed to get you off of your square, to get you off of this ability to be attached to this outcome of building. So you have to, in this season, focus. All right. This is you're going to hear me say this on a weekly basis because I want you to understand that this is the greatest time in history to be alive, despite what you hear and what you see. This century belongs to the builders, ladies and gentlemen. And I'm here to tell you that we are the builders. So you need to build something. You need to apply yourself, and you need to be able to understand the principles and the strategies of what's going on in today's society. All right. So with that being said, let me know if you're excited for Tech Thursdays. Let me know in the chat. Put some fire emojis in the chat if you are excited. With my live people this weekend, I spoke in front of 30,000 people at InvestFest, the biggest crowd that I've ever spoken in front of. And man, it was such an amazing panel. We talked about the future of AI. Shout out to my homies over at EYL, Troy Rashad, that gave me some love. I was on Market Mondays a few months back, and I talked about the power and the future of AI, which is what we are going to get into today. There's a lot of stuff happening. Let's jump into some of the news. Did y'all hear? Did y'all hear? Did y'all hear? It is some stuff going down. Listen, how many of you guys know about Manus? Manus is $2 billion company. Manus was actually started probably a few years ago. It's not that old. It was actually started in China by a couple founders, and then essentially they moved to a country called Singapore, and they thought they was free and clear. But as you are seeing, China just clawed back the deal. I have never seen anything like this in human history. Have you guys seen anything like this? Like, I have never seen like that's the wildest news that you can hear, right? That China just killed the Manus deal. If you are using Manus, the AI, you're gonna have to back up, your data. I'll show you guys this in a second so that you know I'm not just talking. You can see it here. It says, you guys can see it here. China. You guys can see my screen. China just clawed back from Meta. Meta actually purchased Meta. I'm sorry. Meta purchased Manus a couple months ago, and now Beijing blocked Mana from buying the Chinese startup. So basically, August 24th, if you do not save your data by August 24th, you are going to lose all of your data. All right. Basically, this article just says that the deletion of all of Manus will happen on the 23rd. So you have to download your data, and it's going back to its original leaders. All right. What you guys think about that? That's crazy. I'd be pissed, right? I'd be pissed. Manus, and I didn't even know that was actually possible, that you can claw back a deal. But apparently, yeah, China was like, we're not having that. China was like, yo, we want our company back. Because obviously Manus was growing. Obviously, if Meta paid $2 billion for Manus, then I'll tell you, like, it was worth way more. And China was like, just I think that I was reading something about the founders, and the founders were like, yo, we thought because we went to Singapore, nah, China got way more reach than that. So China actually reached across the international borders and ripped a $2 billion. I know everybody was mad. I'd be salty. Ripped a $2 billion company right from AI Meta's hands, right? So the deal is officially dead. User data is being deleted. And if you're building, what this means for you, if you're building an AI company right now, your country of origin just became your biggest liability. So most people think like, oh, if I just go to another country, you got to make sure that if you're building, you understand the laws and the security of countries, because you could be in a country just like that. They didn't know that that's what was happening, right? So what I want you to understand, if you are a builder, what this means for you is is that you need to make sure that you are, again, understanding the ramifications. And what I'll tell you is, like, there's a back and forth right now. This is a mirror image. China is doing to the US exactly what the US does to China through the foreign investment, right? Think about TikTok, right? Like, they made China sell TikTok to the US. So the US actually blocked Chinese acquisitions of American tech company for years. And now, as you guys see, China is playing the same game in reverse. All right. So the founders thought that they had a loophole. They end up going to Singapore, trying to relocate, thought that that would make them a new company. It didn't work. It didn't work. China reached back, claimed that jurisdiction over the founders and the IP. So if you are a Chinese founded company, there's no neutral ground, right? But the biggest thing for Meta is that Meta was actually counting on Manus for the agent infrastructure. Without it, they're scrambling. So that's why you actually saw Meta release this thing called Muse Code, which is their first coding agent as a replacement. All right. So they lost $2 billion and months of integration work. I wonder what happened to that too. But I wonder if, now that's one thing I didn't see anybody addressing. I wonder if Manus is going to get that 2 billion back. I don't know about y'all. I'm not losing 2 billion. I want my money back. So you probably wonder what happens to Manus now. Well, Manus will go back to being independent, and they will still be a Chinese state-backed company. Again, guys, the play is just, as you guys see, there's just a back and forth, right? That's why when Manus was founded in 2020, there's just been this back and forth between China and America, where it's like US made China sell TikTok, at least the US version, and then now China they just unwinded that deal. Now I don't know what this is gonna mean for Manus, because I will tell you, for you as a builder, right now Manus is free, but you will have to delete that data by August 23rd because of regulation stuff. Man, that's I don't know what you guys think in the comments, man. That's wild. Like that's wild. That's wild. Yeah, so Facebook is going to have to go back to square root one and actually build out their company. Is crazy. What you guys think about that in the comments? Wild. So so yeah, the it's just telling you guys the war is uh you know um the war is on. There is a lot going on, but that presents opportunity. Whenever you guys see these type of infrastructures being challenged, or something like an AI coding tool being challenged, it just shows you how the marketplace is going to grow. And so you as a builder, you should be looking at how to set the trends and also how to implement these things into your business. Because if China is willing to challenge a billion-dollar, multi-billion-dollar company like Facebook and Meta, and with the power of China, man, like there was something inside of Manus, and it just showed you, instead of just looking at that premise, just look at like how can you implement AI coding into your business. And if I tell people this all the time, if you're not using technology to build, then what are you doing? Like crazy. So you want to make sure that you have all this implementation in your arsenal, and that, like I said, you are building. Man, I was going to say, this is a nudge to Facebook. Fix your Facebook ads. Focus back. Stop trying to spend $1 billion on on Manus. Focus on your Facebook ad platform, which is terrible in the back end. Just sorry, I had to throw that out there, y'all, because I get a little irritated with Facebook sometimes. All right, let's talk about real quick, which again, that's one of the biggest stories, man, is just China killing that deal. So you guys know, let's talk about the next topic, which is OpenAI, and this news. OpenAI, man, is really they just dropped a 249-page manuscript describing brand new results about mathematics and computer science, solving problems that have been stuck for decades, and every single result with a checkable proof certificate that anyone with a laptop can verify. All right. So, what I would like to say to this, and why this is important, is that AI is becoming way smarter. And I always like to tell people that, right? Like, there's literally, and some of the math is like high dimensional geometry, coding theory, group theory, quantum complexity, and other platforms, right? These are not like your Toy Stories. These are actual, like, hard to complete mathematical equations. And so here's the wave front, because I always like to talk about futurism when it comes to these tools, right? So math is first. AI just had this big breakthrough when it comes to math. So math is first. Then we got physics. I would venture to say they're going to crack a lot of things with physics, then chemistry, then biology, and then science. You know, I would venture to say, like, you're going to see a huge physics breakthrough by the end of the year. And you might say, Justin, why is this important? Well, it's important to talk about because this is why I tell people you need to dive deep into AI. AI is not some surface level class that you can get on a Zoom call and just do something 2 hours. You need to be making sure that your business and also you as an individual, you're ready for what's coming. That's why all the time throughout the week, I'm always on shows like this. I'm always listening to shows until we started our own Tech Thursdays, because like the rabbit hole goes deep, and it's not enough just to be left on the sidelines and not going deep enough, right? I'm not just talking about playing around with ChatGPT. I'm talking about knowing what's coming. So like I said, we are going to see physics breakthroughs in the next week where AI is going to be able to solve that. Now, one of the things that I don't think I think I kind of mentioned this, but if you are academic, OpenAI is giving away 100,000 GPT Pro licenses because they actually shut down their internal AI for science because they are competing with Anthropic. Now, what this means for builders is that if AI can solve a decade old math for whatever it is, what else is it going to solve? And this brings a topic of cost analysis that I bring up all the time. This means that we are going to see so many breakthroughs and so many mathematical problems. And also, not just with math, but we're going to see a lot of businesses that are going to have this evaluation of, and it's just in my opinion, like AI is going to solve so many challenges in the next year. It's going to make your head spin. Did you guys hear what I said? AI is going to solve so many complexities in so many businesses that the cost, hear me out, the cost of a lot of things are going to go down, including technology, because the reason why things cost so high, especially in technology, is because there's a certain logistical factor to it where it's this perception of, well, this is the only thing that could do this. Well, now if we have access to it and we can do it, that means that it can be solved on a granular scale. So that means that the cost of everything goes down. It means somebody's going to solve the drug problem when it's just too high, because there's going to be, people are going to be able to get, in my opinion, the answers to a lot of the complex issues in the world. And this is something that the government is actually struggling with now. How powerful do we get access to these tools? But here's the great part of what's happening right now. There's other countries in the making. Like I told you guys about, Kimi is up there with Anthropic and also OpenAI. And in my opinion, with Kimi coming out, again, the U.S. government is like, hey, we got the most power, don't release this. But then the Chinese government can be like, we want to compete. So this is interesting. I'm excited for the heat up, man. It's a lot of stuff going on. I'm excited. It's a lot of amazing stuff going down. Like a lot of good stuff, man. Y'all should be excited. And I kind of like say it like this, right? The old gods are being slaughtered by the new machine gods. Quote Justin Burns. Y'all put that in the chat. The old gods are being slaughtered by the new machine gods, which I love. You know what that means? That means that everything becomes democratized. All right. Everything becomes democratized. And y'all know that's the mission here at Apps Built with AI. And also my mission is to democratize technology, because technology has been demonized for so many years because the people at the top had access to it. And now the tools are being accessed by us. Let me know in the chat if y'all are excited, man. I'm excited. It's all, listen. Oh, and this is I want y'all to hear this, right? This is why y'all can sense this excitement. Man, there are going to be so many breakthroughs in technology over the next 2 years. There's going to be so much access to data that we didn't used to have access to. A lot of the things in the darkness are going to come to the light. And there's going to be some really, really, like, people with tools like Claude Code. You're going to be able just to, if you have this idea, I would urge you very strongly to go deep in your research. Go deep on your product. That's my mission to you. Don't go surface level. Most people in life, they're so surface level with everything. Go deep, challenge yourself. You know, about 2 weeks ago, like, I decided that I wasn't going deep enough on my pause. I wasn't going deep enough on on my fitness. So I didn't go just hire some dude at the gym. I went to people. I said, "Oh, I want my body to look like that," and I went deep and I hired this fitness trainer who understood mathematics. And here's what I realized: I wasn't going deep enough in my nutrition. I wasn't doing push-ups right. I wasn't like I wasn't lifting weights right. And I realized like the same way I applied this to business is the same way I can apply this to fitness. So listen, the old gods are being slaughtered by the new machine gods. All right. So the machines are going to give us access. The competition is heating up. That means your product should get better. That means you should get better because you're going to have access to one of those things. All right, which is phenomenal. Let's move on to topic number or segment number 3. SpaceX just did their first earnings call, the path to $1 trillion. A lot of people lost the bag. And I always tell people, how many of you guys in the chat, you invested in in SpaceX? How many of you guys invested in SpaceX? Well, if you didn't, congratulations. Always, never, 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 should I say, this isn't financial advice. I got to say that. But almost never, never, never invest in things, especially IPOs. But Elon is basically saying, and you can't, no matter what your opinion is about Elon, you can't count him out. So Q2, SpaceX did revenue $7.8 billion. I tell you guys, you can have it. Talk is cheap. Opinions are cheaper, but data is forever. So I look at the data. I don't listen to opinions. I told you guys that. Never listen to people's opinions. Always look at the data. That's how you make wise decisions. And that's how you make great decisions, man, is looking at data. So the numbers are these. Q2, $7.8 billion. So basically, like they had a pretty decent year, 92% year over year. Starlink, which is part of that as well under that umbrella, 12 million subscribers. So that's $4.3 billion in revenue. And then also $6.7 billion in cloud services deal. And they just actually did a data center deal with NVIDIA with GPUs launching 2027. So the full play, y'all, I want you guys to understand this. And that's why I want you to start to evaluate tech companies like, when it comes to SpaceX. The full play, I want y'all to see the full play so that you know to invest in it or look into it. It's not just rockets. It's not just space stuff with SpaceX. You got rockets, you got satellite, you got orbital compute, you got chips, you got robots. I think Elon is making a play for robots. You guys are going to see this in the next couple of years. Robots are going to you guys are going to see, because Elon actually predicted this, that robots will outnumber humans in the next couple of years. You guys ready for that? What did I just see? I just saw that actually they released a new, guys, these robots are not just going to be walking around. How many of y'all saw the cleaning robot? I just saw that. I can't believe. Did y'all see the cleaning robot that was in the house? I'm not talking about your pickup duster. I'm talking about, it was in San Francisco. Did y'all, oh, there it is. Let me show y'all. Here it is right here. This is so hilarious. Y'all appreciate this. This is a company out of San Francisco. Are humanoid robots ready to scrub your kitchen and take out the trash? So $30 an hour. You can hire a robot from Tao Robotics, engineering company that builds AI technology to power robots, announcing the service last as a part of a pilot program to open to 1,000 households. Look at that. Would y'all want that in your house? A Tao Robotics humanoid. Guys, this is closer than what we realize. It says the company plans to scale to 1,000 cleanings a week in San Francisco by 2027. That's next year, guys. So that means there's going to be 1,000 cleanings in San Francisco by 2027. All right. So literally cleaning Let me put some fire emojis in the chat. I need one of those. I need to pre-order my cleaning robot. Don't judge me, y'all. Don't judge me. I need me a cleaning robot. Don't judge me. Don't judge me, family. All right. I need that cleaning robot ASAP. All right. I'll be working. I need that cleaning robot. All right. So, but back to the play, right? I want you to take a look at SpaceX. I know people are looking at their stock right now, which is down, but it's slowly but surely rising back up. And like I said, the full play with Elon, in my opinion, is robots, satellites, orbital compute, chips, robots, and also Grok. All right. Now, remember last week we talked about this with Tech Thursdays. Is everything now today, in my opinion, you need to be looking at building AI agents. All right. If I were to give you a skill set and to empower you, whether you understand them or not, is to learn how to master building AI agents right now. Now, they're not at the level that so many tech people try to make them like they're so amazing. They're, they're really smart. But if you start right now and you inject these into your products, because I was telling them, I'll give you guys an example. This is for my builders out there. I was talking to, I was speaking at the Best Fest, and once I got off stage, it was crazy. So many people came up to me. There was one young guy came to me. He was like, Justin, I need your advice. He didn't think I was going to give him advice because, people who are speakers, they try to act like they're celebrities. Listen, I'm like, I'm just like you, man. Like, I just tap into my brain. I love helping people. So he was like, can you give me some advice? I'm looking to start a moving service software. And he said, I want to allow for people to input a moving service and be able to output and get, to find movers. And I said, 10 years ago, that idea sounded great. But here's why software companies are losing their evaluations that they don't change. Because you hear people say there's a SaaS apocalypse going on. I think it's full of crap. I think people are still going to use technology and they're going to use software. Here's what I believe. I believe that your software, if you're going to make it past 5 years, in the next 5 years, your software has to have some agentic portion to it. What does that mean? Agentic just means that you have AI that thinks 2 or 3 steps ahead in your platform. Okay. But here's what I told them. I said, okay, you want to create this moving company, but think 2 steps ahead. Instead of having somebody fill out a form of where they are, have it be smart. Have a form, just like the Chat GPT form. Have a form on that like that. Have them type in and say, hey, listen, I'm trying to move from here to here to here. The AI can pick up on it, and then it analyzes what they said in their message. It asks them a few questions. They answer it with the AI, and then the AI will literally partner up. I'm sorry if you're watching this, I'm telling your idea. Sorry, man. But it partners up with the right person, and it will give you all of the data, and it will recommend 2 people. You press one button, you pay money, the movers come out, and they literally move your stuff. That's where innovation is, guys. Let me just tell y'all that. That's innovation. Think 2 steps ahead. Don't think 1 step ahead. Agentic, and let's just look at the definition. Like, I want you guys to understand this, right? Don't just look at things for the way that they are, right? That's why you're seeing some of these companies being bought out. So, like, that literally an AI agent, for those of you who don't know the definition of it, let's give you a definition of it. An AI agent, let me actually share this on my screen because I think this is so important for you guys to really, really get, but some of you don't know. Let me share it with you. An AI agent is an autonomous software system powered by an AI model, like a large language model that can reason, plan, use external tools, and execute multi-action steps in a loop to achieve a specific goal without continuous human intervention. Everybody got it? What does that mean? That means that you don't have to keep prompting it. And that is my prediction as a futurist. And in my opinion, the world is moving towards agentic AI, okay, which is going to be absolutely unequivocally amazing. And you need to get the skill sets. Go get certifications when it comes to agentic AI. Join our program. I'm gonna be teaching. I teach a lot about agentic AI, right? And so it's just so many different things. But get ready. Like the future isn't coming. The future is here. And that's what I try to tell people all the time because I'm not trying to give you a warning. I'm giving you insight into something that you need to be prepared for, right? And this is something that you need to be altering to your children. And you also need to think about this stuff because it is important. All right. So, like I said, SpaceX, don't just listen to people, look at the data. There's going to be also a telecom disruption coming. Starlink just announced that they are going to be doing direct to mobile service, going after the 600 billion mobile telecom. So imagine this, right? This is crazy. Imagine cell service all over the earth, middle of the ocean, middle of the desert. Man, there'd be some places I'd be like, bro, why don't this work? Why don't my cell phone service work in this area? The future is here, right? We are going to, it is my prediction as a futurist, in the next 2 years or so, we are going to see so much technology disruption. And you need to get ready for it. I'm talking about every single industry is about to be affected. That's why when I tell people this premise of we're living in the best time in history, I want you to know that you are, because the disruption is about to be crazy. You're going to see old, like I'm talking about, you're going to be seeing like old school companies, like light companies. Energy is going to be disrupted. That's why they're afraid. That's why they're afraid, man, because there's just and it's too many let me just tell you this. It's too many people with just too many opinions and not enough building. You can voice your concern. That's why I don't argue with people on the internet, because you need to be building. And when you announce whatever you're building, it should be like, yo, I'm like us, we're built, like I'm building. I've showed some people what I'm building, but I'm building. Then by the time I'm promoting it, the building is already out the way. And I'm already 2 steps ahead. So if you're watching this, like build, build in silence. Don't take too long to build, because the reason, and I'm telling my team this right now as we're building, I'm like, guys, we got to move everything up, because in the next 2 years, this like there's going to be so much disruption. So now you have to have that implementation of speed if you really want things to work. All right. So like I said, revenue growth is $1 trillion in my opinion. You want to make sure you look at look at Starlink. There's going to come an entry point for investing in that stock. Get it, man, because I believe that the stock drop. Buy some. This is not financial advice. Buy some of it, because I believe that SpaceX will be $1 trillion company. I mean, I believe that SpaceX will do $1 trillion in revenue. That is my opinion. And I think it'd be worth way more than $1 trillion. So I would get you some stock. Not now, just look at, analyze the data point. Again, not financial advice. All right, let's go ahead and move on to my favorite topic of the show. It is called Generating More Wealth, where I give you stocks, apps, and what I call the sovereignty play. Let's drop some bombs in the chat real quick. If you enjoyed this part of the show, let me know in the chat if you enjoy this part of the show, because this is where I give you more wealth. I believe that there is so much abundance in technology that we have the power. We have the power to build our own technology and our own wealth. We have the ability to build technology that can heal us. And we also have the ability to invest in technology that will free us. All right. There's trillions of dollars at play. And so that's the goal of this show, is to equip you with one of the biggest industries in the entire world around wealth. That is technology, and making it accessible to everyone. So this is where, again, we go in, and I am not just a quick disclaimer, I'm not a financial advisor. Do your own research. Tonight, we are going to be connecting the dots. So 3 stocks, write this down. 3 stocks real quick. Want to blow me up real quick? 3 stocks to watch this week. Number 1, SpaceX. As I talked about, it's a publicly traded company now. This is the full stack, what we call verticalization play. Rockets, Starlink, compute, chips, 92% year over year. Even with that, the first company ever targeting $1 trillion. I would just say you want to watch this stock. I didn't say go invest in it right now. I just said watch this stock. All right. Number 2, I want you to look at cybersecurity. Cybersecurity. These are 2 stocks to watch: CrowdStrike and also Palo Alto Networks. Write those 2 down. CrowdStrike and also Palo Alto Networks, because OpenAI's own model just hit a critical on their cyber preparedness framework. AI agents are creating entirely new attack surfaces, and because of that, there's going to be more as we start to improve upon. And like I told you guys, the coding market is going to grow bigger, and so cybersecurity is going to be that. And then number three, I'll write this stock down: TSMC. TSMC. Look at this tech stock. Even if Elon built the Terab, it's 3 to 5 years away from production. And right now, TSMC is the only company on earth that can manufacture cutting AI chips. Did y'all hear that? So TSMC, all right, is the only company that can manufacture cutting those AI chips. All right. And SpaceX just signed a big partnership with them for near-term chip needs. All right. So definitely a stock worth investing in. Do your own research. Like I said, you want to make sure you're doing your own research. All right, let's get into the next segment, which is app ideas. Drop some bombs in the chat if you get a lot of value. This is where I give out some of my favorite app ideas that I cannot pursue, but that I give a lot of info with, which is exciting. But drop some fire in the chat if you love this. Somebody came up to me at InvestFest and said, "Justin, I watch a tech show every week, and one of your ideas actually helped me find purpose." Man, I just love it when I am able to be on purpose, man, and hear some of these amazing shows, and hear some, just some amazing things. This is what I love. But let me know in the chat if you are ready. I'm gonna give you some app ideas, and this is not just some run-of-the-mill app ideas. Let me go ahead and give you some app ideas. So this actually is in alignment with Manus, but the Manus story proves that AI companies now face geopolitical risks that they never planned for. So here's an idea. I told you there's always opportunities. Didn't I tell y'all that? There's always opportunities when things happen. You just have to think outside the box. Most people don't think outside the box, but how can we build something when another company struggles? Because as some people are watching the Manus story unfold, they're like, I don't want that to happen to me. So here's an idea. Build a SaaS tool that helps AI startups understand countries that they operate in, which acquisition issues that they try to sell are legally available to them, and which data residency rules apply. Think of it like TurboTax for AI export control. So the AI compliance, give you some data. I told you opinions are cheap, right? Data is forever. Okay, so let me give you all this. This is why this is a good market. The AI compliance market is growing from $3.5 billion to $20 billion by 2033, and startups charge $200 a month to enterprise $2,000 a month. So an AI sovereignty advisor. Okay, y'all hear that? Drop some love in the chat if you heard that, if you got it. Such a good idea for whoever pursues that. Whew. Like, guys, there's so much when you guys hear news about stuff, there's so much opportunity, man, in a lot of this stuff. So just a heads up. All right, let me give you the next two app ideas. App idea number two is what we call the proof marketplace. All right. So there are so many things that are happening. There are literally thousands of unresolved optimization problem in logistics, drug discovery, engineering that companies will pay millions to solve. If you build a marketplace connecting companies with unsolved technical problems to AI generated proof services, then you run it through frontier models. People will charge thousands of dollars to have this solved, right? The global R&D services market is $2.5 trillion. Y'all hear that? All right, $2.5 trillion. Now, let me give you the last, I call this the bonus app idea number three. This is a simple one, all right? Simple one, news to niche. All right, this is the simple one of the three. Anyone can do this tonight. You pick any niche. Let's just say AI in real estate, AI in fitness, AI in music production, whatever you're passionate about. Build a simple tool. Watch this. Listen to this. It's very simple. Build a simple tool that scans the news weeks, filters it to your niche, and generates a weekly newsletter using some type of LLM. All right, you curate it for 5 minutes, hit send. And what you do, how you monetize this is you charge nothing at first. All right, this is how you can monetize this. You charge nothing at first, just grow the list. All right, there is like, guys, don't you hear this? There's so much money in just growing the list. So here's what you do. Once you hit 1,000 subscribers, you could charge $5 a month, or you can sell sponsorships. All right. The tool itself is just an RSS feed plus an API call to Claude or GPT plus an email sender. You could use Beehive or ConvertKit, and you could just have this running by Sunday. Y'all, the newsletter industry is a $12 billion industry. Okay. So let me say that again. Some of you, I don't want you to complicate ideas, but ideas are worthless if you don't implement. All right. Ideas are absolutely worthless if you don't implement. Let me say this again. So many of you, here's bonus. This is a bonus app idea number three. News to niche. All right. It's an AI newsletter generator. This is a simple thing to solve. You pick a niche, AI in real estate, AI fitness, AI music production, whatever you're passionate about. You build a simple tool. It scans the news week. You can literally program this, shameless plug, and ask it with AI, or you can program this with Claude Code. It filters to your niche. It generates a free weekly newsletter. It curates all the news. Many of you can become, at the very simplest, many of you can become a curator of news in your niche, okay, in your industry. You built that list up, okay? You built that list up. People have to give you their email addresses. You charge nothing at first. You grow, just the list is so important. You grow the list, right? Hear me out. Once you hit 1,000 subscribers, you can charge not to get to, they don't want to charge 1,000 people, but once they're gonna find value, you can either charge $5 a month, or you can sell weekly or sponsorships. Sponsorships are so big. That's why Beehive started a whole network. You can literally host all of this in a Beehive or ConvertKit. Super simple, super cheap to do. You can use ChatGPT's API system or Claude API system and just curate the news to scan all the news every week. One of the easiest ideas, y'all, to basically copy, guys. Right? Drop some fire emojis in the chat if you love that. If you love today's episode, drop some fire emojis in the chat. If you love today's Tech Thursdays, man, I cannot wait for all the case studies that come from. This is the 5th episode. We're actually about to up the production level. Let me know in the chat. I want some feedback in the chat. All I ask, Tech Thursdays are free, but it's nothing to leave a comment, right? So for me, make sure you subscribe. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. Subscribe to, if you're new to our ecosystem, make sure that you subscribe to the channel. Number one, and then number two, man, share this out and also give us your feedback. What improvements do you want to make to Tech Thursdays? What things you want to see? What insights, man? It costs nothing, like I said, to leave a comment. The last couple things that I want to cover before we get out of here, because I know many of you love our show. Like I said, we're going to be upping the production level. And I know some of you are like, Justin, how can I get help with this? There's just so much help that I need. Don't worry, I got you, because I'm excited to announce that we are getting in the AI coding space. We are launching our very own coding tool. I'm not talking about a white label. I'm not talking about like going off of somebody's platform. I'm talking about the day has come for apps built with AI to grow, right? And if some of you are in our community, we are so grateful that many of you are watching the growth of our community. But what I'm excited for is, you can see it on the screen, appsbuiltwithai.com. Coming soon, y'all. We are going to be doing a launch party. We want you guys to come. You guys are going to get 100 credits if you sign up for the wait list. That means you can build out your entire tool. All you got to do is describe it, and I'm going to give y'all a sneak peek of it. This is the new Apps Built with AI platform that is happening. You can see right here, our team tested an entire platform, a singles website. It built it in under 5 minutes. All right. Under 5 minutes. Put some fire emojis in the chat. And we're going to be a different platform because, like I told you, we're going to be the first platform that will allow for you to find your customers with marketing. Is nothing like Apps Built with AI. We got it coming. So my team is going to drop it in the list. But in case you're watching the replay, go to appsbuiltwithai.com, get on the wait list. All you gotta do is come here, describe the app that you want, and then sign up. If you go to get started, all you gotta do is put in your name, email address, and phone number, and you will be listed in our launch party that we are about to start next month. All right, we're gonna do a launch party. You guys are gonna be able to be a part of what we are doing because we are here to help you build the future. If you are on Lovable, Bolt, whatever it is, you can import your project over to Apps Built with AI. And then the last thing is, we have a class coming up this Sunday. I am teaching a new concept. Team is dropping in the chat. AskBuiltWithAI.com/certification. If you are looking to get paid, you're like, Justin, you're teaching me all this stuff, but I want to know how I could get certified, how I could get paid. Listen, I got you. There was somebody, again, not financial advice, but somebody just closed a 100. Her name is Karen. She just closed a $100,000 deal, y'all. People are spending big money. So if you are looking to learn how to become an AI app and consulting business, get certified, get paid, and get paid in under a week, join the Sunday workshop. This Sunday at 7 p.m. Eastern. I'm going to be showing you the opportunity, man, of how we are helping people to grow, learn, and scale. It's August 16th, this Sunday, man. Go ahead and register. Team just dropped the link in the chat. So we got a lot of stuff coming. Put some fire emojis in the chat if you are excited, man. Listen, grow with us, learn with us, build with us. There's so many amazing things, y'all. We got our own coding platform coming. We still got our accelerator. We got certification. There's no reason that you don't get to have a seat at the table and build with us. We got so many ways for you to build with us. You just gotta join the party. All right. So with that being said, listen, thank you for joining the 5th episode of Tech Thursdays. Make sure you join us back at 7 p.m. There won't be a Tech Thursday next week because we're doing a boot camp, a virtual boot camp with our students, but we're gonna resume this the week after. Join the wait list. Go to appsbuiltwithai.com, join the wait list, get 100 free credits, and then join this Sunday when we'll be showing you guys about the certification program. All right, with that being said, thank you guys for checking out this week of Apps Built with AI. All right, Tech Thursday. Shout out to y'all. Throw some comments. Subscribe to the channel. We got a lot more coming. This has been this week's episode of Tech Thursdays. Peace. I'll see you guys soon.